In the late evening silence of a Thursday night, while most of Nigeria had turned in for rest, a quiet convoy slipped through the less traveled back roads of Ogun State. There were no police escorts, no media presence, and no campaign colors, just three black SUVs with tinted windows. In the second vehicle sat Atiku Abubakar, former vice president and perennial presidential contender, his eyes focused and mind heavy with thoughts. He wasn't heading to a political gathering or a diplomatic meeting. His destination was a modest but heavily guarded compound near Oda, home to Bishop David Oyedepo, one of Nigeria's most respected and influential spiritual leaders. The visit had not been listed in Atiku's itinerary. In fact, only a handful of people within his inner circle even knew it was happening. The meeting had been quietly arranged days earlier. A discreet call was made between Atiku's longtime confidant and a trusted aide within Oyedepo's inner council. The message was simple. Atiku needed a private audience, not as a politician, but as a man at a crossroads. When he arrived at the bishop's compound, Atiku was ushered through a back entrance. All phones and electronic devices were surrendered. The two men sat across from each other in Oyedepo's quiet sitting room, where the atmosphere was heavy with both humility and authority. There were no witnesses, no secretaries, and no security agents inside the room, just two men with very different callings, but one common concern: the future of Nigeria. They talked for a long time. Atiku spoke about the weight he carried, the burden of being misunderstood, the endless political battles, and the question that kept haunting him, whether he was still meant to lead the nation. He didn't come looking for campaign strategies. He came looking for clarity, for a kind of peace he believed politics had long denied him. Oyedepo listened carefully, nodding occasionally, his expression calm but piercing. He spoke not as a kingmaker but as a servant of God, offering insights drawn from his years of ministry and deep understanding of the country's spiritual temperature. He spoke about destiny, timing, and the importance of alignment with divine will. Before Atiku rose to leave, he made a quiet request. He asked for prayers, not for power or success, but for discernment, strength, and peace. It was the first time in a long while, insiders say, that Atiku dropped his guard fully and sought something beyond politics. Oyedepo laid hands on him in silent intercession. There were no dramatic scenes, just a simple, quiet moment between a man with a political future hanging in the balance, and a spiritual father offering him perspective. The visit lasted just over 2 hours. Atiku exited through the same back entrance, escorted by his discreet security team. The SUVs disappeared into the night, heading back towards Lagos without drawing any attention. No photos, no press release, no trace.